Welcome back to another episode of the Behind the Counter Show. Today, we are talking about detox with John Preckshot. John was a pharmacy owner himself for 35 years. We have, I guess we're a little impartial to pharmacy owners, but for 35 years, specializing in compounding and functional medicine. He's a fellow in the American Academy of Functional Medicine and a certified clinical nutritionist. And currently, John is the director of Wellness Works Nutrition. And for those of you who don't know, Wellness Works is actually who makes our Gasper's Best line of products. So that's how we know John. We've known John for a few years now. So John, thank you all for everything you do, for joining us today, and for all your guidance and insights over the years.
It's my pleasure to be on your program here. You sent me the links and I really loved it. So I am honored to be with you guys today. Thank you very much.
Thanks. So today we're talking about detox. And candidly, it's something, even just a few years ago, when I heard the word detox, I was like, detox, like, oh, it's kind of BS. It's just someone's trying to sell tea to you or something like that. It's just like, and it took me actually getting more involved in the functional medicine space and hearing some people who I, know and respect as practitioners who are talking about it seriously. I'm like, oh, wow, maybe this is a legitimate thing. And there's something legitimate to this. But especially because, how everyone's eating these days with COVID, ignoring how we were all eating before COVID as well. I think it's a timely thing to be discussing right now.
Yeah, I mean, when we have a customer that comes in, generally what they're looking for is some miraculous product that will, if you take it, it will get rid of all your bad toxins out of your body. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, some healthcare professionals even kind of think that way as well when they think of an idea of a detox. In reality, obviously with the functional medicine, we're trying to help your body or, give your body enough nutrients to do its own job, let your liver do the work and get rid of stuff that you don't need. So, how do you feel about that?
You are spot on with that because, we are a society of, well, just give me that magic pill. Like you said,
right.
Magic pill. And detoxification is the accumulation of toxins and things like that over time. And this time is even accelerated the way we've all been eating so poorly here in this country. So not only is this a timely topic to talk about today, but it's a timely thing to look into. If you've been feeling more and more, had more and more health issues or feeling like you don't have the energy you had before, you are seeing some other issues that have arisen because of the stress and all of the things that are going on. So a good detoxification is a good thing to be talking about right here, right now, but because while supplements can help, there is a part to the help. You and I both know that it's going to be this diet that people are going to have to go back to cleansing. The cleansing is actually on the patient to be able to do that. It's up to the pharmacist maybe to help them in that regard, give them, some kind of protocols or a diet or something to go with. But in the end, it's up to that patient to get that detox going. And I can assure you, the patients I saw in my years with my store, they felt better for doing it. So I'm not, I don't really promote it as far as, I'm not to sell products, but you do it right, you take it seriously, and you will feel better for doing it.
Yeah, I think that's the key difference right there between the way that I looked at detox a few years ago, or the way that sometimes maybe you see it on Facebook or you see it on social media. It's this, it can almost sound like a fad, or it sounds like, right. It was New Year's Eve, holidays, I just got a detox real quick and then I'm good. And then just go back to doing what you were doing before, right? There's actually a clinical and, a well thought out method for doing detoxing.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's and again, it's a term, cleansing, kind of,
Right.
Our role is to basically, just like with a diet and even sweating, right? Some people, sweating is actually, that's why exercise is also good for you, and mm-hmm. Unfortunately with everything going on, all the gym closing down, that didn't happen.
True.
Right? And there's so we are here to basically help your body to cleanse. That's what our role is. We're not going to physically give you something to get rid of your toxins. We're going to help your body to get better in that sense.
So I guess, John, let's jump in there. You kind of alluded to it a little bit, but what are there different types of detoxing, or broadly, you know, are there different things that are more targeted to detox versus more general? And you kind of alluded to it too, but how is that different from dieting or what you're eating?
Okay, detoxification, you know, there are multiple organs in the body that help detoxify. James just alluded to it, you know, the kidneys, you know, perspiration through the skin. But the primary organ of detoxification, the majority of the detoxification goes through the liver. And so anything you're doing, if you're going to do one thing or the other, at least take care of your liver as far as getting this thing detoxed, because that's where things are accumulating in the liver and in the fatty tissues surrounding the liver. So when you're looking at that, and you know, the detoxification, we really have three goals in doing a detox. You know, we want to get rid entirely of the common allergens that are in there and the irritating foods that we may be ingesting and have been ingesting for a while over time. We want to eliminate the inflammatory foods, you know, and that's this buildup of toxins. And this is all through the diet. This is what you tell people to go home and do this for 21 days. This is on them to do. And then lastly, the third part is to supply the body with anti-inflammatory type products and good nutrients. This is where the supplements come in. So when they come to you, James, and they say, give me the pill for my ill here, the homework before they can get that pill, but you can certainly help them. And I can assure you they will feel better for doing it. I'm just going to keep saying that because that is what happens when you do a detox and you are committed to doing it. It's only 21 days. It's not a lifetime, you know, so, but it is important to look at, you know, proper eating for that 21 days.
Sure. And I think anyone who has made some of those simple adjustments, even in a short period of time like that, can tell you from personal experience. Like, I mean, even when I have cut out, you know, dairy for a few weeks and gluten for a few weeks, even not a full detox or something like that, even just cutting some of those allergens or inflammatory foods can make a big difference. And speaking of inflammatory foods, you mentioned that. So from your perspective, what are some of those inflammatory foods that you might consider eliminating during a detox?
Well, you certainly want to get rid of, and there are different diets. I mean, there are elimination diets, there are gluten-free diets, and it really doesn't take, this is not an elaborate thing. And I want to preface this by saying, you're not going to go hungry in a detox, because we're going to start with the bad stuff, but there's plenty of really good food, really excellent food that you can eat. And so the idea that you're starving yourself is probably the first misperception that we can cover here. No, detox does not mean you starve. Detox just means you're more selective about.
Or if you see someone saying you should starve, then maybe run and try something else.
There you go. But, you know, anything with gluten, because gluten, you know, flour, bread, things that contain gluten grains, refined oils, definitely sugars. Definitely sugars. We want to get, sugars are nothing but pro-inflammatory, and they really create some problems for us. We're going to knock out the dairy. We're going to knock out soy as far as that goes, processed meat, caffeine, alcohol, and you know, sugary drinks. So that's kind of an overview. But when you get to a gluten-free diet, for example, and I can send you guys a copy of one that I've used in my practice that you can, I mean, this is something you can give to your customers and your patients. But those are the things we're getting rid of. And primarily because they are not healthy for you. And I defy anybody to say, oh, but sugar is good for you. No, it is not.
Tastes good though.
Kind of turn them around to something that is going to be, that's really going to be good for them, going to make you feel better.
So I guess going off that, you know, you mentioned all of the good stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
So then what happens if, like, and you said 21 days as well too, right? So
Right.
you're detoxing for 21 days. And I think this is the point that people, you know, misconstrue or get confused about when it comes to doing a detox. All right, let's say I did my job. I did a really good job of finding new stuff to eat, getting nourishing whole foods, all of that fun stuff. The 21 days are up. I feel amazing. But then what? How do you go about, like, you know, putting together a healthy eating plan after that, or transitioning into that kind of stuff? Because, while 21 days, not too bad, you can handle that. But then all of a sudden going, I'm never going to eat bread again, or I'm never going to eat sugar again, or never going to have a cocktail again. Like, how do you kind of square that away?
Well, one of the things that I found fascinating about this, because like you, there are things I've detoxed myself off of, and I found that when I got to the end, my two are pizza and sodas like Pepsi or Coke. And so when I'm off of those things for 21 days and I reintroduce them at the end of 21 days, they don't ride too well.
That's true.
When they come back into my diet. And so one of the fascinating things about doing a good detox and being serious about it is that you will know what the troublesome products are for you. And you can make that decision whether to cut back on them or cut them out altogether. So to your point there about, well, am I never going to eat bread again? If bread really is a problem, then you may want to cut back on your bread. Or if you feel really good and things start coming back, disease states start coming back, autoimmune issues start coming back, that it's time to have that conversation with you two guys and say, let's look at an alternative here for you. Let's take a look at your gut health, and look at that type of thing and see if we can, because the gluten is responsible for gut permeability, hyperpermeability. And so the fact that people, maybe their digestion improved while they were on the detox, and now they come off of it and they fall back to their old traits, and now and because the old traits really stand out back. You might have been sliding that pizza in once a week, twice a week, but once you get rid of it, your body just doesn't want it again, and you learn. Yeah. And sometimes going on to a gut restore protocol and getting your gut patched up again is something somebody might want to go to after they've done a detox. And you also lose a little weight while you're on detox, because you've got all these high caloric foods. Inevitably, somebody will lose 5 to 7 pounds in a 3-week detox. So, it's a weight loss thing, and maybe they want to get into a weight consultation program with you guys and decide, I want to keep this off, now that I dropped a little weight on my detox. So this whole decision, but you are right, if they fall back into it, they go back to the thing, the detox is something you do to put yourself in a better place, and you want to keep yourself in a better place.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think finding ways to transition that into, lasting habits and using this as a, momentum to kind of springboard yourself, whether consulting a practitioner about how to do that kind of stuff, or, you realize, okay, maybe I can do some of this every now and then, but I don't need it the way I used to need it. I think from my own personal experience in doing it too, it's kind of like you were living in these clouds or with this fog around you that you didn't even realize you were in or existed until the fog cleared. And you're like, oh, wow. Like in times that I've done, it's like, wow, I didn't realize how badly I felt until I felt good.
Well, I think that's a really important point, because whenever some people talk about detox, if you Google detox, for example, right, the things that you find is like there's some kind of a lemon juice that that's all you drink for 7 days straight, and and that's how it makes it seem like. And the whole idea of detox is actually to make you feel better, not to put you in a hole where that that you have. It's not a work. You don't have to work for it. I mean, yes, you have to work for it, but it's in a good sense where you're trying to make yourself healthy, because we're not when we talk about detox, everything we talked about so far, it's not about getting a certain pill. It's not about stopping every single all your food. You, as John mentioned, you cannot go starve. You can't starve. It's about replacing one at a time. 21 days is a good idea. Absolutely, a whole idea about cleansing is a good idea. And the whole hope, what we are trying to tell our customers and our viewers is just the fact that, give yourself a chance, basically, for that 21 days to kind of make a little bit of a change, kind of a boost of a start to hopefully with the new year as well.
Well, and your analogy of the fog, Vince, is spot on, because the idea that when you get done with this thing, it's like the fog has lifted and you didn't even know you were walking around in a fog.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear that pretty commonly, that once they get a little clearer minded because they're eating healthy foods and a lot of the processed foods and things are out of their diet and things like that, things that they thought they couldn't live with, they live very well without it, and the
Sure.
fat is lifted.
Absolutely. So we kind of talked about this at the beginning, John, but how would you go about targeting a detox in particular, or maybe even if not targeting for, the liver, let's say, or your gut, how would you go about determining what the issue might be or which area you should be looking to target detoxing?
Well, once you start detoxing, because a lot of the toxins are stored up in the fat in the body. And so once you start a good detox program, some of that is released. And since this is going to go out to your audience, at the beginning of a detox, we talk about how well you feel at the end. You may not feel that well at the beginning. They're releasing, they're going into your bloodstream, and you might feel not quite so good at the very beginning, but you'll get past that. You will get over that. But what you're looking at here is these things are released from the other tissues. Yes, I've seen, specialized detoxes, a heavy metal detox, getting heavy metals out, specific things. What you want to do, if somebody's just starting off the detoxification, a good liver-based detoxification is a good way to start, along with something to get those toxins out of the body. So a combination liver detox and a colon detox, so that you're moving things through. A lot of people have really inadequate colon function based on the fact of what they're eating. And so you don't detox people for any reason unless they've got good bowel movements and they're getting that out of there. You'll make them very sick. And so, looking at, okay, well, how do we support the liver? If we're looking to make this kind of simple, but then let's go and make sure that we've got everything else, the intestines, the bowels, things like that, supported so that we're getting rid of the toxins through the colon.
That makes sense. So then what in particular would you recommend, I guess, to help facilitate that process in addition to, regular clean eating and that kind of stuff?
Well, there's a product you guys have, Colon Health Support. It's under your name there. And this Colon Health Support, I have people using that. If you feel that you don't have adequate bowel movements, if you're having issues with the bowel movements, I would say talk with you two guys, make sure there's not some kind of an obstructive thing there. But if it's a dietary issue, which a lot of people have, they have dietary restrictions and inadequacies in their bowel function due to what they're eating, I make sure that when you start your detox, you're also using something like Colon Health Support, which is a colon detoxifier and will help move out all those other toxins that you're releasing from the fat tissues of the body and from the liver.
Interesting. So what is it in the product specifically that I guess helps facilitate that?
Oh, just a lot. Actually, it's a lot of the things you should be eating anyway. When they make this product up, they put in a lot of roughage and things like that we miss in our diets. And so using something like that will help to offset the fact that you're not getting enough anyway. That's why your bowels are slow. That's why you wind up getting constipated. That's why you may have, this issue or that. I don't want to get into a lot of detail here. However, that's what's in this product, and taken on a daily basis, it doesn't hurt you to use this daily. I know a lot of people that got such a relief for their bowel issues once they start using the product that they just use it every day. You can use it any day you want to. That's fine.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great start where John said about definitely with the colon cleanse and then with the liver detox, some of the product that we have at Gasper's Best, they're geared towards some specific thing. But at the same time, definitely, give us a call or, speak to your healthcare professional, because there are many, many toxins that we have to address before. I mean, what John talked about is very general. It's kind of a general, but at the same time, very good place to start. But if you actually talk to one of us or to other healthcare professional, we can kind of trim that down. It can be many different things with heavy metal, like, from amalgams, from mercury has actually been a pretty big topic lately about that as well for quite a while. Or, the BPAs, the plastics, or alcohol, right?
Sure.
I mean, the season, the COVID season has been, right? I mean, the liquor store has become essential at this point. So
That's right. It isn't essential. They don't close them down.
no, they
Not
don't.
at all.
So it's important, like, and that you talk to someone, maybe I have been doing, I don't know, 2-3 beers a week, but ever since it started, maybe I'm doing a little more, by yourself, whatever, to get through the day. There are a lot of detoxifying agents that we can recommend along with that. So, and again, we alluded to earlier, your gut is extremely important. We are kind of tied down. Whenever we try not to go to supermarkets so much because we don't want to be exposed to COVID. We end up getting those canned foods,
Sure.
So definitely, speak to one of us and we can probably trim down exactly what product or what type of a detox that you may, it might be necessary for you to kind of get through the starting new year.
Yeah. I mean, personally, especially, I went from eating so well in 2019 to 2020. You're stuck at home and, grocery stores doesn't have everything all the time. So I actually started using our fruits and greens powder a lot just to try and get, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be getting enough otherwise. And I know that for Gasper's Best now, we also have the alcohol detox product, which I thought was very interesting. How does that one work?
Well, I'll tell you, I applaud you for the fruits and greens. I was going to mention that. This is interesting because I was going to talk about the fruits and greens only for what you just said, that if you're looking for a pick-me-up, a non-caffeinated pick-me-up, something that will truly improve your health setting, the fruits and greens is excellent. It's all phytonutrients. You can't beat it. The alcohol detox thing is something, and to James's point, yes, you were having a beer once or twice a week, but now you're having a beer, maybe more than one beer, 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
This alcohol is one of the major toxifiers in the liver. And so this alcohol detox can be used, and it really enhances the clearance of alcohol from your liver. If you don't get that alcohol cleared out there, and you may think you're a good alcohol or alcohol clearer, but not everybody is. And I can tell you, this is one I have personally tested. The detox, it can be taken while you are ingesting alcohol. It can be taken before you're ingesting alcohol. It can even be taken after you've ingested alcohol. And it will expedite alcohol being cleared out of your body. In layman's terms, no hangover. So but it's not the fact that it's a trick. It's the fact that it improves the metabolism of the alcohol out of your liver. And so there is actually a biochemical reason why this product works so well. But for anybody that over imbibes, or you're getting the fact that, you've been ingesting maybe too much over the last few weeks or whatever, and you want to get back on course, this alcohol detox would be something you could be using just to put your liver back in good shape, because it has some ingredients in there that are essentially detoxing and supporting alcohol metabolism and clearing it out. So.
Yes, absolutely. Whenever I get a chance to talk to our customers, I definitely talk about, glutathione, right? NAC, SAMe, there's methionine. There's so many different things that your liver typically needs to do these detox, get rid of the toxins especially from alcohol, for example, right? Now, I used to say back in the day, the alcohol, you're supposed to cleanse your body with alcohol, right? Back in college days. I don't know if it was back in college days or last week, but, definitely, it's not something. Now, one thing that people do need to, I tell our customers, we are not, whenever we are offering the supplements, whether it's alcohol detox, glutathione, NAC, things like that, these are not to it doesn't give you an excuse to drink. Some people kind of take it in that sense. You know, we're not giving you, okay, if you're drinking here, take this, you can drink more. That's not where we're getting at whatsoever. It's more like, listen, your body is exhausting all the resources in your body to get rid of the bad toxins. We want to replenish that. All right. So it has to go in hand. That's right. And again, you have to talk to your healthcare professionals, talk to us, and definitely, you know, along with my diet, along with my detox procedure, you know, these supplements can specifically help to get rid of or, you know, replenish some of the good things that my body needs.
Well, and you know, you guys are as young as you are, you probably still have some good alcohol metabolism. But when you get to be my age, this stuff slows down and you wind up, you can't drink as much. You don't even try to drink as much as you did when you were younger. And that's why I did this. It was a clinical research project to try this alcohol detox, and it worked very well. And once again, not that I drink more now because I've got alcohol detox. That was not the goal. It was the fact that I know how much I normally drink, and I know that I felt a lot better after a glass of wine or got 2 glasses of wine using the alcohol detox, because it is repairing the damage that alcohol is going through my body. And I was really impressed with it. So it's something, once again, as James pointed out, not so you drink more, that, you know, this is so that what you are drinking has a lot of less damage to your body.
Absolutely. And John, I wanted to ask you this too. You know, there's a lot of crap out there when it comes to dietary supplements, but there is maybe even more crap when it comes to detox related supplements and that kind of stuff. So I guess, as you know, the director at Wellness Works and, you know, with our Gasper's Best products too, what is it in your mind that sets these products apart from a lot of the other crap that is out there?
Well, all of our products and all the products you carry are made in the US by GMP certified labs. Every product, every batch of every product that we get into Wellness Works is tested by an independent third-party lab. And there's a certificate of analysis, which is the final proof that what is in that product is on the label, or vice versa. What's on the label is actually in that product. That's true of every product in the line. So the idea that you might take a chance on something, no. What's on that, what you guys say is on the label and show them on the label, that has actually been tested to be in the product. And that is, as we go forward here with, you know, in the whole supplement business, that this is going to be a very important aspect to share with your customers, that they can trust what they're getting from your pharmacy. Absolutely.
I think that's key too. And that's, you know, when we started working together a few years ago, you know, when my grandfather started the pharmacy in the 60s, you know, that's all he was about: trust, helping people take less medication, which kind of sounds weird. And he was, maybe my grandfather was a hipster. He was ahead of his time there on that one. But, you know, and when we started doing the supplementation and getting nutrition, that was something that we cared about a lot, making sure, hey, you know, if we're going to put our name on something, we're going to talk about this stuff and put it out there, it's going to be something that we are sure we can confidently recommend, instead of, you know, a lot of stuff out there that, you know, I mean, we're talking about detoxing and, you know, going to an extreme and exaggerating, but don't take something that might add something you don't want into your body too. That does exist for some supplements as well, unfortunately.
Well, my hat's off to you guys for getting into this whole functional medicine area here, because this was one of the strongest area in my own pharmacy when I was running my pharmacy, and it has such potential growth. And I'm hoping that anybody that's watching this video will seek you out for this, because you're obviously not a pill for your ills team of guys. You're there for the total health and wellness of your people. And that's functional medicine. How is the best way for your body to function? And that is priceless information that you guys have to share with people, whether they're looking for detoxification, whatever they're looking for. The proper function of their body is what they should be pursuing, not a pill for their ills. And you guys can give them that information. So, you know, hats off to you two.
Well, thank you. We certainly appreciate that. And thank you for everything that you do in terms of, you know, providing some excellent products and that kind of stuff. Is there anything else you wanted to add as we wrap up here about detox in general, or any final thoughts?
No, just that people may not feel well at the beginning because this is a 21-day process. But if they are committed to it, they will feel better at the end, and they will know what food things are not what they should be eating. So there's actually a diagnostic point to a detox that you can tell, I shouldn't be eating so much pizza anymore. You know, your issue, and you may lose a little weight, which is only lifting you up to the next step of your health. You know, well, can we fix my gut, my leaky gut? Can I continue to lose weight? And that's where you guys will come in, and you'll provide a valuable service to your customers.
Absolutely, and build some momentum to, try to live a healthy, more sustainable life.
That's right.
But yeah, so thank you so much, John, for coming on today. We really appreciate it. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out at HB Pharmacy. Our number is 201-997-2010, or you can check out our Gasper's Best website at gaspersbest.com, like Casper the Friendly Ghost,
Yes.
but with a G. Gasper's, actually that's not spelled right. No, GASPARS best.com.
Very good.
And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks again, John.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, guys.